Okay, so everybody keeps asking me, DMing me, messaging me, am I going on strike for this holiday weekend? And all I got to say is, are you crazy? So let me start by hitting you with a couple of definitions here. Number one, what is a strike? Well, we're not looking at the verb aspect, we're looking at the noun because that's what we're talking about here, right? A refusal to work organized by a body of employees. We are not employees. As a form of protest, remember that word, typically in an attempt to gain a concession or concessions from their employer. We're not employees. These gig apps are not our employers. Okay, that's number one. Number two, protest. Now, this is what it should be called: a statement or action expressing disapproval or an objection to something. This is where it's at, right? The protest. It's not a strike. You're not a union. I don't care about Rideshare United. You're not a union. You are a group of independent contractors that are trying to make change. Change, I get. Change is needed. The apps do take advantage of us. But calling for a protest, not a strike, a protest during the busiest times when the drivers are going to make the most money? What sense does that make? And here's a third definition I want to get into because I think it's relevant and I'm going to show you why. Grift. Engage in penny or small scale swindling. Grifters. We see grifters all the time. We see them in politics. They tell us what we want to hear. They trigger our emotions. They get us all fired up. And on the back end, they're getting paid. And you want to know what I mean by that? Well, let's just take a look at that too. Because I think it's about time grifters get called out for their bullshit. So let's see who's calling for the strike. Who's actually organizing the strike, which should be a damn protest. But who's calling for this? And how many strikes have we had since I've been a driver? 7 years, almost 7 years. I can think of 8 or 9 of them just here in the United States. Forget around the country or around the world, just here in the United States. And what has any of them gained for you? Not a damn thing. Not one thing has come out. And so this particular individual, who I have had a lot of experience watching his videos, and in the beginning of his channel, all he was doing was trying to convince people to get on the app, convince people to sign up for Uber using his link, sign up for Lyft using his link, right? And he would always trash the companies while getting you to sign up and try to telling you how to make more money by selling you a course, by selling you lessons, by selling you one-on-one competition. And let's not forget the GOAT. There was a time where he was trying to create his own app, which I tip my hat to him. I was engaged with him. I made a couple of videos supporting his idea. But you know what? When he got into a dispute with Uber and Lyft, or I think it was particularly Uber, about not getting all of his referral money. And you can go back and look through his videos and you can find them where it'll show you that he lost so much money or Uber owed him so much money. And it was at that moment that he realized, wait a minute. Okay, he got suspended or deactivated or whatever. And so what happens? Now, Lyft and Uber are the mortal enemy. Listen, I'm not saying Uber and Lyft are the best things in the world, but as a lot of other YouTubers say, this is just a stepping stone. It is not designed to be a full-time job. Drivers have to understand that. You take advantage of the good times, like this week coming up, right? And you don't turn it on during the bad times, like Jeff says over at Uber Jeep AZ. Listen, if you want to go on protest, don't turn the app on when it's slow. But you better be out there trying to get that money when there's plenty of surge, plenty of rides. Because the more you're on, when the rides are there, when it's busy, the more money you're going to make. But when it's not there, that's when you say to hell with you. I just put out a video yesterday about Uber Boost, the trap. I went out this morning, okay? Showed you guys, and here's the video here, showed you guys in Fort Lauderdale. They gave me a $4 boost per ride. I was out there for that hour. Not one Uber request. As a matter of fact, the entire morning, no Uber requests at all. Did get Lyft, made $100 in 3 hours this morning, so I'd take that. But it's a grift, just like this guy. Let's look through his videos real quick, right? Let's talk about triggering your emotions. Uber rider uses Uber driver for a bank robbery. Well, that's a video. Are gig workers true independent contractors? That is an emotional trigger. Software engineer kissing Dara's ass. There's another emotional trigger. The Amazonification of Uber, another trigger. If this guy is so busy running so many companies, how does he have so much time to put out all these videos? 1 day ago, 3 days ago, 3 days ago, 3 days. He did 3 videos in 1 day. Does that sound like he's busy to you? I'm going to get it. Wait, we're going to get more of this. All right. DoorDash rolls out new safety features for delivery people. I didn't look at the video, but by the title, that looks like a good video. Might do something. Florida Uber driver shoots passenger after getting attacked over drop-off location. We know this, but look how he's triggering you. Philadelphia and Florida drivers fight back. It's a trigger. And you know what's happening every time you get triggered? Do you know what happens? He makes money. He makes money on the views. 2.9. Oh, you don't believe me? Anybody can go look this up. This is called Social Blade. Type in the YouTube channel, Social Blade. Look how much money he's making. So I just want to show you something, right? When views are down, he's making estimated. I know he's making more than this because I know how this works. But you can tell whenever he puts out a video that triggers emotions, the dollars go up. When he don't put out something that doesn't trigger your emotion, the dollars go down. So here's something else I want to show you. He put out his final call, right? Final appeal to strike. App-based workers are fed up with exploitation from big tech, right? Rah, rah, rah. This guy's been a part of at least 3 or 4 strikes, protests, right? And you see this thumbnail here? You see the thumbnail? Oh, look at there. There's the thumbnail. And guess where he got that thumbnail from? The Guardian. Look at the year. Oh, where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? This article is more than 3 years old. So I ask you, if he's been a part of all of this stuff and he really cares, because he cares, are these videos monetized? That's what you got to ask yourself. Because the more somebody gets you to click on their video, the more somebody gets you into your feelings for driving or living, or like Fox and CNN and MSNBC and the politicians, the Republicans and the Democrats. Listen, it's all a grift. They're getting, this guy doesn't even drive for Uber or Lyft anymore, but he's telling you to sacrifice. So here's the questions that you need to ask this guy. Number 1, does he have any private clients scheduled for these 4 days? The Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, he's asking you to strike? Because he just told you in that final plea, he made $1,000 that day, right? I believe that was a Sunday. He made $1,000 that day, right? Because he's a private contractor, which is good. Congrats, right? I'm a private contractor. I just billed out $2,000 last week working for one of the local colleges, okay? Met some really, really good people, okay? But you don't hear me on here telling you you should strike. No, you know how you teach the algorithm. You teach the algorithm how you want to be treated. Dara said it himself, right? The CEO, both CEOs have said it. If they're pricing it wrong, they will know, because drivers will not accept those fares. And that's how you protest. That's how you, I don't like the word strike. I was union 21 years. You guys don't understand what it is to be on a strike. Nobody eats. And for these 4 days where California gas prices are $6, $7, $8 a gallon, New York City, they got to wait their turn to get online. And then when they get online, now he's asking you to strike, right? Gas prices, $5, $6, $7, $8 a gallon. Both of those states, taxes through the roof, right? Even down here in Florida where I'm at, gas is still $3.40, $3.50 a gallon. That's expensive to us because we don't make the income that a California does or New York City does. So the shit's all relative. But for somebody to sit up there and ask me to sacrifice my earnings, to sacrifice my family, my friends, whatever it is that I'm working for, to ask me to sacrifice that while they're still getting paid. While they're still getting paid. I want you to think about that. So to answer your question, you know, and in that live stream, he called the YouTubers that are not getting behind him. He called out my good friend Sergio over at the Rideshare guys. Listen, we're not spineless, bro. We're not spineless. We just know how to work it. And we know how to work it because we're still there on the apps and working them. I'd go out there, 1,500, 2,000 in a week. Absolutely. If I put in the time, I go out there and get that money. I don't have to. When it's time for me to protest, I don't turn on the app. When they're offering me all these bonuses and streaks and things of that nature, it's because those are times I don't work. And they want me to come work, and I still say no. That's how you teach the algorithm. That's how you protest. Sacrificing your family's immediate earnings, that's not how you do it. You can't do it that way. Anyway, I know this video got long. Listen, Torsten, I wish you all the luck in the world with your protest. And I support drivers that go out and want to protest. I have no problem with you. I want you to do what you feel you need to do. All I'm asking you to do is be smart about it. Be smart about it. Because in 2 weeks, when the rent comes due, in 2 weeks, when it's time to start Christmas shopping for your kids, in 2 weeks, when it comes time to pay that electric bill or that car payment or that insurance payment, is Torsten going to help you out? Do you think any of these protests or strikes have done anything to help drivers out? They haven't. Not one damn good thing has come from any of it. Do you want to know why? Because we're living in a world of kings and peasants. The apps are the kings. We, all of us, every single one of us that have that app on our phone, we are the peasants. But you know how you get around it? You use the apps to your advantage. You're an independent contractor, which means you make the decision about when you want to go to work, not them. Use the money you make. Bust your ass for 6 months or a year. I started out in an '08 Ford Fusion. I drive a 2020 Cadillac XT6. That shit didn't happen overnight. I invest daily. I trade daily. That didn't happen overnight. And when I tell you I lost it all back in 2015, 2016, that's no joke. I lost it all. And you know what? I got all that shit back. And I didn't do it by protesting. I didn't do it by striking. I did it by working smarter, not harder. All right. Peace out. Good luck. And we'll see you when we see you.